Hey, good morning, folks. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa, and we do have a weather system on the way, so we are going to cover that one for you. Do we call it a snowstorm? I don't know. That's debatable. We'll have to look at that together. But here we go, and I have my questions up. So if you have any questions or comments, just go ahead and let me know. Hey, good morning, Hannah Hudson. All right, so we're going to talk about the snow timing, the snow amounts, and the next 2 weeks. Good morning, Mark Yusick, it looks like. So here we go. Figured we'd start with maybe. Bear with me here. Something went wrong. All right, there we should be back. Okay, so I figured we'd start with where the warnings are at and the advisories. So you can see basically this is a storm system heading from southwest to northeast. And as we look a little closer at Michigan, where are the winter weather advisories? Right now, we're looking at Jackson, Lansing, back to Battle Creek and Kalamazoo, southwest corner. Now, two different weather offices, Grand Rapids and Detroit White Lake, and they usually react a little different. Grand Rapids usually gives you a little extra notice, and Detroit usually waits 6 or 12 hours before they issue any sort of watch or warning. So that's probably coming into the southeast part of the state, it looks like, this afternoon. Here's the satellite showing you that storm system down to the south, the moisture starting to feed this way. And as a result, we'll get into, a moisture flow that has to be watched. When you have the moisture coming from the southwest, you definitely want to keep an eye on it because that's usually our more substantial weather systems. Although, again, we look like we will be on the edge of the heaviest of this. No, you can't see the map. Still blank. How are you now? It should be okay. No? Map disappeared. Okay, I think we're okay. So the radar, well, I'm going to try this again, folks. And see if we can get her to work. It shows that it's working on my, okay, you see it now, good. All right, thank you. All right, cool. All right, so here's the radar, the storm system back to the southwest. Now let's get into the meat of this and show you the modeling and how this is going to all work out. All right. So we are looking at the European model again. Seems to be the best, but it has some quirks too. So here is 7 o'clock this evening, and we have no problems 7 o'clock except the far southern border starting to get into the snow. This is 1 o'clock in the overnight hours, okay? I-94 southward into the snow. Now, again, notice, I guess I should back up. I would call this a light snow, a long duration, light snow off and on with an occasional burst of moderate snow in there. Jonathan Zarinsky in Macomb County, what do you think the snow total will be at 8 a.m. tomorrow? I'm assuming you're talking about, I would say 1, maybe 2 inches at 8 a.m. in Macomb County. All right, so here is tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. And again, you're seeing the lightest blue shading, which is usually light snow. We also see some breaks in there, like at 1 in the afternoon. So this is also an off and on type snow, not a solid heavy douser. Now we go back into Thursday evening, the snow fills back in. Could be a little bit of a lake effect kind of injection of moisture into southeast part of the state with the flow off of Lake Huron. Hey, you're welcome, Jonathan Zarinsky. Hey, good morning, Christy Barber and Kevin Nag. Then we are at middle of Thursday night. We're at 7 a.m. Friday morning, still hanging on perhaps in the southeast. This is the difference with the European model versus our U.S. model and a couple of others. The others move it all already by Thursday evening. European does have a little bit of a pitfall of moving things too slow. The American models move things too fast. So probably I think we'll see the snow wind down as far as any accumulating snow in the middle of the night, Thursday night, and that would be in the southeast. Seda Moore, how much snow tomorrow morning for Lansing? We're going to get to that in just a moment. I would say by 7 or 8 o'clock, you are looking at probably an inch or so in the Lansing area by 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. So, and then that moves off. One thing I do want to show you is that we're in a stormy pattern. We have another one coming Sunday into Monday, and then next week, and they are all lined up out in the Pacific. That's Wednesday, and then later on in the week, Thursday or Friday. So we're definitely into a type of flow that has numerous snowstorms, or I should say numerous snow systems or weather systems in it. A lot of times when they're numerous, they can't get real big because the energy gets divided up. Hey, good morning, Homestead, Florida, in the 70s. Teresa Allen, I have to travel from Birch Run to Hale Friday. Should be okay. I mean, the precipitation will be done in that period. We will be colder. Not to say roads will be perfect, but I would say it's going to be your average winter driving conditions. Okay, so here we go. Snowfall totals. 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Some folks like Bridget Reinhardt asking about Jackson looking for in the morning. An inch, maybe 2 inches in Jackson by morning. Okay, so let's take the inch line. Detroit, Ann Arbor, probably Lansing, probably not Grand Rapids, under an inch by tomorrow morning. Saginaw, Flint, under an inch. North of Bay City and Midland, nothing. So your problems as far as slow travel tomorrow morning are going to be, let's say, I-94 southward in the morning. Let's go through into tomorrow evening, and we add on another inch or two during the day. So again, just kind of a long, drawn out, off and on type thing. Need to prune the fruit trees in Kalamazoo. Will there be teens before spring? Yes, there will be some teens. Hey, good morning, Clark Hughes. Rose Marie, how much snow for Alma Thursday morning? Not much in Alma. You might be lucky to get an inch total in Alma. And so this is by the end of the storm. So yesterday I was calling it a 3 to 6 inch snow, and people are saying 6 inches, 6 inches. First off, I just want to caution you, when you hear range, I don't know what the tendency is to gravitate toward the highest amount. So I think we better call this a 2 to 4 inch snow, using psychology on you, okay? A lot of 2s, a lot of 3s, a lot of 4s from Flint to Kalamazoo, south and east. A 5 or 6, if that happens, probably south side of Detroit into Monroe County, far southeast. Could be 5, could be 6. But generally, I think most folks better plan on 2, farther south 3, farther south than that 4, and from, let's say, Bay City to Midland to Grand Rapids northward, an inch or less. So it's not a major snowstorm. All right, and I don't think we ever talked about it being a major snowstorm, okay? So let's just do a little comparison here. European model, newest run, and it starts to put that 6 inch stripe back in the far southeast. The US model called the GFS, pretty similar, maybe extends the 2 and 3 inches a little farther north by a county or two. Oh, I'm sorry, can't see the thumb. Yes, let me move that for you here. Bear with me a second. All right, there we go. And we'll go back. Thank you. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so back to European model. US model, similar. And another model that I like when it gets closer, but not so much just yet, but that's very similar, is just an inch or two uh, lighter. So again, you can see it's a Kalamazoo, Battle Creek, Benton Harbor, Jackson, Lansing, Ann Arbor, Detroit, southern Genesee County, into Lapeer and St. Clair County. That's where the heaviest will be. Let's call it 2 to 4 inches by Thursday night. Let's say there will be a 5 or a 6 inch spot in the far southeastern part of the state. I would say Detroit down toward the Monroe area, southeast side of Detroit. So in Detroit, you're going to, hey, you're welcome, Joe Stockwell. Thanks for bringing that up. In Detroit, you're going to have a big difference from northwest side to southeast side. You're going to have probably a 2 or 3 inch difference there. Muskegon, less than an inch, I would say. Okay, now let's look at one more thing here, if we can. This is the extended forecast. Classic stormy pattern, cold in the west, warm in the east, and hard to see, but above normal precipitation, 6 to 10 day forecast, and that looks the same for the 8 to 14 day forecast as well. So if we got any questions, I'll take those now. Total snowfall for Genesee County, Brian Roberts, varies. Northern Genesee County, an inch or two. Southern Genesee County, 2 to 3, maybe 4. David Cabell, how do I unsubscribe from your weather reports? You got to go to Facebook, and I think there's usually 3 dots over on the side, and then you can unsubscribe. Driving from Lansing area to Toronto Sunday. How's it looking? Deborah Rose, you'll want to keep up because the storm systems are coming fast, so they can change timing by about 6 hours or so. But let's look at that Sunday. That next weather system. This is 1 p.m. Sunday. Now we're 114 hours out. So right now, I would say the next weather system comes in late Sunday into Monday morning. So if you were going to Toronto early, you'd probably be okay. But again, they're coming fast, and that means the timing can be off by 6 hours or so. Friday in Lansing, Paula, should be okay, should be dry. The snow should have stopped there by Thursday night. Canton Snowfall tomorrow. In Canton, you're in about the heaviest. I would say you're a 3 to 5 inch snow. Mike Joy, we got another storm coming Wednesday. Yeah, it looks like one more next week also. Mary True, going from Michigan to St. Louis on Thursday. What am I looking at? On Thursday, that's tomorrow. Well, they have a winter weather advisory in that whole route there. I think you're looking at probably 1 to 3 inches of snow in that whole route there. Probably, unfortunately, with the angle, there's no way to really miss it much. Good morning, Deb Butcher. Good morning, David Rowe. Our systems next week expected to take the same track. Lindsay Obey. Too early to tell. I'll just be honest. Too early to tell. The first one's expected to take the same track to the south. The next one toward next weekend is expected to take more of a northerly track. But with so many out there, just think about what's happening right now. The models are looking at 3 storms out in the Pacific and trying to pick out which one will be dominant. Usually, like I wrote about this earlier, usually they come in waves of 4, and usually the third one is the strongest, which would be the one next week, late week. Okay, enough to close schools in Livonia? I don't know about that. I don't predict superintendents. Weather is hard enough. All right, Eric Bell. Hey, stay safe out there being a truck driver. This is one of those deals where, I always say the first inch is the most dangerous inch of snow because nobody slows down on an inch of snow, or the other people don't slow down. So, you know, and temperatures will be a little bit below freezing, so that holds the snow on the roads, but also they're not so cold that salt doesn't work. So I think, it's not going to be perfect road conditions, but it's not going to be horrendous either. Tracy, I'm driving from Monroe to Detroit Metro tomorrow. Flight at noon. Well, Monroe gets the heaviest out of this, whatever it is, 4 or 5 inches. You probably better plan on, so you don't miss your flight. You probably better plan on at least 50% more time, maybe double the time, if you like to play it safe. Flight to next Monday to Phoenix from Detroit. How's morning looking from Adrian? A little early again on that, but I would say, next Monday is when that next weather system comes through. It could already blow through because they're moving through pretty quickly. So just kind of keep an eye on that with me as we go into the weekend. There you have it. So we're looking at the snow starting late tonight in the far south along I-94 southward. Tomorrow morning up to Grand Rapids, Saginaw, Flint, but not much in Grand Rapids, Saginaw, and Flint. 1 or maybe 2 inches. Grand Rapids probably less than an inch. And then we'll just keep watching this parade of storms. One thing the parade of storms does is it keeps Arctic cold from heading our way. So we're going to be colder than we have been. We're going to feel wintry, highs 28 to 33, but also with next storm system coming right behind the first one, it stops the cold air push southward. So a lot going on here. We'll keep you updated. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Thanks for joining me this morning on the MLive